There was a time when I didn't believe in love. In fact, I thought love was stupid until I met the right guy. I am 16, have red and black hair, and my name is Lolly. I'm not the most popular girl in school, but I have a couple friends like Stephanie and Christopher, but he moved away like a month ago. I spend most of my time playing video games. Well, I spend all my free time playing video games. But I've never bothered anybody with it, so I guess it's okay. It was the first Monday of summer, and I was excited because it was mine and my boyfriend's 3-month anniversary. After throwing on a Sleeping with Sirens t-shirt, I ran downstairs to tell my mom I was leaving, but she was having one of her famous hangovers, so I decided to leave her alone. I shut the door, locking it behind me quietly. My boyfriend, Jay, lived a block or two away from me, so I decided to just run there, and I tripped over something. It was a game cartridge. Not even bothering to look at what game it was, I threw it over my shoulder and decided there was no hurry, so there was no reason to run. Then, after I began walking, I felt something hit my back really hard. I turned around, but no one was there. I looked down and I found it there again, but this time I looked to see what the game was. And it said Majora's Mask. I thought to myself, cool, a new game. Plus, it was the only Legend of Zelda game that I didn't have, so I figured, why not keep it? Jay's mother wasn't home, and I still knocked on the door. But no one came, so I climbed the trellis. I know what you're thinking. Probably stalker and whatnot, but if you knew the way I felt about him, you would understand. I knocked onto his window, and he emerged from his bed with an expression on his face that looked like he was worried, but he looked like he was actually happy to see me. He was only in his boxers when he let me in. He kissed me and said, "Hey babe, what's up?" I looked at him and I rolled my eyes. "Don't you remember what today is?" He thought for a second and hesitated to speak. "Your birthday?" "No!" I sat on his bed and felt movement under me, and I lifted the blanket to find Stephanie there in only a bra. "Now, let me explain. He started to say, but I cut him off. "Explain what, Jay? Explain to me that you're sleeping with my best friend?" He began to talk again. "Yeah, about that. We're over." I ran out of his room, leaving his door open, but while I was going through the front door, I slammed it. And I walked to the park where we first met. I sat at the bench, and tears were coming non-stop from my eyes. I felt in my pocket, and I found the game in it. For some reason, just touching it gave me comfort. It began to rain, so I went back home, and I found my mom was not there. There was a note on my bed that said, "Be back soon. Love, Mom." I sighed and thought to myself, are you doing drugs again? I put the letter back down onto my bed and remembered that I had a new game, so I decided to play it. The game had lots of glitches, and there was a file on there that was named Ben, and I decided not to delete it after all. Getting annoyed with it, I turned it off because there were so many glitches, and I went on my laptop. Instead of it going to my home screen, it went directly to Cleverbot. I tried to exit several times and start a new tab, but no matter how many times I did it, it wouldn't let me. So I decided to talk. Me. Hello? Cleverbot. Hey. Me. Can I just go on Facebook? Cleverbot. No, you can't. Me. Why? Because you didn't beat the game. Me. What game? Cleverbot. Ben drowned. My laptop then shut down. No, this couldn't possibly be. Sometimes someone is just pulling a really bad trick on me. I decided to delete the Ben file, and after that, words appeared on the screen that said, "You shouldn't have done that." Link then appeared in front of me, except he looked more evil. He had black and red eyes. He was actually pretty cute, and I started laughing because I thought he'd be scary. "What are you laughing at?" he asked me, with a confused look on his face. I started to laugh even more. "I'm laughing at you." "Wait, why?" He was confused. "Because everyone thought you'd be so scary." "So you want scary," he said. I calmed down. "No, I was just saying." Suddenly the song, "If You Can't Hang by Sleeping with Sirens," came on. It took me a second to realize that it was my phone, and it was Jay who was calling. I quickly answered it. "Hello?" I said with an annoyed tone. "I'm sorry. People make mistakes." He continued with a speech that was heartfelt, and he apologized a lot, and it sounded like he was going to cry, so I thought about forgiving him. Then my phone just shut down. I raised an eyebrow and looked at Ben. He said, "Don't cry over anyone who's not worth crying over, and don't believe him. He's lying." Now I heard someone calling my name. I looked out to the balcony and saw Jay standing there. I looked to Ben, but he was gone. I let Jay in. He grabbed my shoulder. "I'm sorry," he said. I pulled away and raised my voice. "Listen, I hate you. How could you do that to me?" "I still love you," he said. I was about to cry when I felt someone hug me from behind and cover my eyes. Was he doing this because he knew I was going to cry and I didn't want Jay to see me cry? "She has moved on now. Let her go. She doesn't need you," Ben said. Jay tried to look into my eyes that were covered and asked, "Is this true?" I said nothing. "Well, that's too bad." He left, and I went to the bathroom and wiped my face, and I blew my nose. I felt a lot better, and I walked into my room to see Ben sitting on my bed. "Thank you." I sat down next to him. "I hate guys like that," he said. "Me too," I replied, and I laid down with my back facing him. I felt him rubbing my back. It was soothing, and it was easy for me to fall asleep.